beat on the beat.
Welcome to A Stylish Life. My name is ShaKayla Diamond, and today I'm bringing you episode 9 of Breaking Fashion News. And as I tell you guys in the beginning of each of these videos, Breaking Fashion News is a segment that I brought to my channel so that my channel could be a one-stop shop so that you can get your fashion news as well as like my personal fashion tips and things like that. But if you are interested in the fashion industry and you want to know what's going on, I created this segment specifically for you. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. As I told you guys before though, if I don't come out with a Breaking Fashion News episode, it's either because one, I didn't have the time to get around to it, or two, there was no news happening, because sometimes that happens in the fashion industry, especially after Fashion Month. For like a few weeks there's nothing going on, so sometimes we just won't have a video. But let's get started into the news. And as you see, I don't have my iPad right now, but we're using my phone. We're switching it up. The setup, we're a little different today. My iPad is around here, but I just so happen to type everything in my phone. So first is that Rihanna is covering Harper's Bazaar April 2019 issue, the beauty issue, where she's wearing Dior, Givenchy, and a few other designers in her spread. Rihanna is actually real hot for covers right now. Rihanna's actually a cover star a lot of the time. Like, she's been on the cover of Vogue so many times. She's been on the cover of so many different magazines multiple times. Like, it's impeccable, but she is definitely a cover star. But yeah, she's on the April 2019 issue of Harper's Bazaar. Next, Rihanna is also covering the Vogue Australia's May 2019 issue, and in her spread she's wearing designers like Louis Vuitton Men's, Raf Simons, Savage by Fenty, you know she has to represent her brand, Marc Jacobs, and Alexander McQueen. Next is that Cardi B wore couture Ralph and Russo to the Palms, which was amazing, because a lot of people, when they go to the Palms, they don't make it a whole, like, you know, grand scheme in a part of their fashion, but she did. And Colin Carter, which is her stylist, always gets her right, and she had on some couture at the Palms. Next is that the tailor from Savile Row, Oswald Boateng, that I think I spoke to you guys about him before. He's a legendary London men's designer. He does a lot with making custom suits. He's made custom suits for a lot of our favorite celebrities like Jay-Z, which is my favorite rapper. Some of you may or may not know the information, but yes, he makes custom suits for a lot of people. A lot of the suits that the amazing suits that you've seen on a lot of celebrities like Diddy and Jay-Z, they're made by him. But he is bringing a women's collection from his brand Savile Row, and he'll be bringing it to New York on May 5th, and he'll have an event and a show that'll be at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, and it's going to be to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance, and it's going to celebrate like culture, diversity, history, music, and fashion all in one. I feel like that's a pretty great thing to be doing, because the Harlem Renaissance was an amazing time in our history and for our culture, and I feel like him as a men's designer, for him to do a women's collection and do it as an event that's going to be on the anniversary of Harlem Renaissance, I think that's going to be pretty great. But next, we have Fendi will be holding a couture show in Rome in July, and the show is going to be to pay homage to Karl Lagerfeld. As you guys know, Karl Lagerfeld passed away in February. He was an icon, he was a visionary, he was a genius, and he was also the creative director for Fendi for 54 years. And there has not been a creative director for that brand, or I don't even think any other brand, high fashion brand, that's held that position for that long. With Chanel, he was with them for 35 years, 35 or 36 years. years, but he's been with Fendi as a creative director for 54 years. So that was a huge loss for them, and he passed away like 2 days before their show in Paris. So it was insane. It was, you know, it's so sad, but they're gonna do a show for him, a couture show, and it's going to be a homage of him, which I feel like is amazing, because a lot of the times it seems like, you know, when someone in the fashion world or in anywhere passes away, it's like it's talked about for right now, and then people seem to forget about them. But I'm glad that, you know, they're keeping his legacy alive. They're keeping his paying homage to him and keeping his name alive within their brand, because he had a huge part in the brand, and you know what they've become, and so many different collections has come out of his tenure at Fendi. Next is that Jennifer Lopez will be receiving the CFDA Fashion Icon Award. I want to also see who's going to be hosting it, because was it last year Issa Rae hosted it, and she was the first African American to even host the awards, and she also wore all black designers. So I can't wait to see who's going to host it this year. But yes, Jennifer Lopez will be winning the Fashion Icon Award. I do think that she's deserving. She's always on point with what she's wearing. I do also want to see Tracee Ellis Ross win a Fashion Icon Award from the CFDA one day. I want to see her win it, because she definitely deserves it. I don't know if she's already won one. I don't think so, but that would be iconic to see her win. I know Kim Kardashian won. It was either last year or the year before that, but she won recently. But yes, Jennifer Lopez will be the recipient of the award. Next is that Louis Vuitton is partnering with Santo Domingo, who's the co-founder and chief brand officer at Moda Operandi, which is a beautiful brand that makes beautiful clothing. When Polywear used to be around, Polywear was my thing, but I will always use their clothes to make my sets. But their clothes are absolutely amazing. But they're partnering with each other to create a digital film about Louis Vuitton's brand, and also about their Capucines bag. So it's going to be basic. I'm pretty sure they're going to show like how they designed the bag, and you know how the thought of the bag and the idea of the bag came about, and things like that. I don't know when it's going to be released. I don't think they've said that information, or at least I didn't see it, but you know, it's going to be coming soon. I love when brands do short films or documentaries about themselves. I personally love fashion documentaries. I don't know how long this is going to be, because it's more so about the specific bag and not the history of the brand, but we'll see. But yeah, I love when brands do short films and documentaries about their brand and, you know, its history. A lot of brands are actually coming out with some. I know in another Breaking Fashion News video I mentioned someone else was going to be coming out with a short film or documentary, but I love when brands do that. Next is that Fila, which this is the last news. Fila has appointed its first female president, which is absolutely amazing, because I know that a lot of brands, especially Dior, are trying to have at least 50% of the people within their brand, well, 50% of the leaders in leading positions in the brand, they want to be women. And I know that a lot of other companies are pushing towards that and showing, you know, basically trying to close that gender gap, because you know there's a pay gap within genders, and you know how men get paid more than women, and that has been an issue since the beginning of time. And a lot of the time they only appoint, you know, men in leading positions, when women are just as credible to hold those same positions. So I think that that's actually very good that they're doing that. And her name is Jennifer Estabrook. She's been appointed after the passing of their last president, John Epstein. So yeah, she will be their first woman president. And I know that Fila has been trying to do some really good things, and trying to branch out their brand, and trying to, you know, kind of like re-image or rebrand themselves, because I know they just had a fashion show for like the first time, probably like a few months ago. So they're trying to branch out, do more like modern and trendy pieces, because Fila has been around for a very long time, but like a lot of brands do, they did drop off for a while. So I'm glad that they're, you know, finding a way to find their niche with the millennials and with the people who are trendy right now and spending money right now. But that is all the news that I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and you turn on your post notifications so that you're notified every time I upload a video. And also make sure that you subscribe. If you like what you see on my channel, make sure you subscribe. Comment below some news that you've heard, or you know, what you would like to see from my channel. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.